From the work files, open the project 6B. As you can see, I've added a few more clips to our sequence. I've kept the music going as the backing track, added another performance close-up, and the first of our on-camera interview shots. The audio and video in this clip have different durations. That can be done by unlinking them. But if you click on it, you find that the items are still linked. And if you double-click on it, you might wonder what the heck's going on here in the scrubber bar. I preserved the link between the clip's audio and video tracks, but gave them different in and out points. This is known as a split edit. Now that you've seen what we're going for, click back to the timeline and hit delete. In the browser, double-click Annie Interview My Name Is, and hit Option X to clear the in and out points to start from scratch. Use the I and O keys to set in and out points anywhere in the clip. That's called a simple edit. You define 2 points that work for both audio and video. With a split edit, you define up to 4 points, in and out for video, and different in and out points for audio. You're creating up to 4 markers instead of 2. Hit Option X to clear. We're going to look at 3 ways to set these points in the viewer: in the Mark menu, in the scrubber bar, and with keyboard shortcuts. Before we do, look closely at the viewer scrubber bar. You'll see an incredibly fine gray line dividing it. When marking split edits, Final Cut puts the video in and out marks on the top half and the audio in and out points in the lower half. We'll set these points arbitrarily at first and get precise when we're ready to drop it into the timeline. Set the viewer playhead a few seconds into the clip and go to Mark Split. In the submenu, we have options for setting all 4 of our split edit points. As this is the least convenient way to do things, we'll only set one of them here. Select Audio In. Note the bisected marker in the lower half of the scrubber bar. The red line indicates the connection to the video in point. In this case, Final Cut is using the media start as the default video in. Advance the playhead 1 second, and this time, Control-click on the scrubber bar and go to Mark Split to find another submenu with all 4 of our split edit options. Select Video In. We get half a marker in the upper part of the scrubber bar, and, as with all markers and media start and end points, we see an overlay when parked on that frame in the viewer. Hit Option O to clear the markers. And let's try it again with keyboard shortcuts. Just remember, the basic keys never change. I for in and O for out. You just use different modifiers. And, like simple edit in and out points, split edit points can be set on the fly while the clip is playing in the viewer. Let's give it a try. Put the playhead a few seconds in. Hit Command Option I for an audio in. Advance 1 second. Control I for a video in. Scrub forward. Hit Control O for a video out. Advance 1 second. And hit Command Option O for an audio out. These edit points were arbitrary, so they won't make much sense if played. But let's drop it into the timeline anyway to see the shape of the clip. Drag the timeline playhead to the right to get it in the clear, and hit F10. And there you have it, linked audio and video of different durations. Select the clip, and hit Delete. Now let's apply this to a useful edit. Click back in the viewer. Hit Option X to clear the marks, and navigate to the start of the phrase, "My name is Annie Kim." Hit Command Option I for an audio in. Now go to the start of the phrase, "I live in the LA area."
My name is Annie Kim, and
Hit Control I to mark a video in. Now go to just after the word instructor at 103:13.
And fusion performer and instructor.
And hit O to mark a simple out for both audio and video. Now we're ready to place it in the timeline. First, check our patching. I want video on track 2 and audio on tracks 3 and 4. Now I want to see the new video right after the latest close-up, So let's put the playhead there and hit F10 and see what happens. Final Cut placed the outermost in point at the playhead position, so the video missed the mark. We could just drag it into the right position, but let's see if we can make it work with the shortcut. Hit Command-Z to undo. This time, hit Control-I to set a split video in the timeline. Now hit F10. Final Cut matched the source and destination split video ins, and we have our edit. When working with split edits in the viewer, note that you can always clear the marks with the standard Option-I or Option-O shortcuts, but they clear both ins and both outs. To remove just one, Control-click the scrubber bar for the Clear Split submenu, which is also available in the Mark menu under Clear Split. Dragging the edit points in the scrubber moves them as a pair, but you can Option drag to adjust them individually. Lastly, our music cuts out too soon. As you remember, it's linked to the wide dancing shot. Let's use a quick split edit technique to extend the music only. Simply hold the Option key while dragging outwards on the out point of the audio track. Then double-click on it. As you can see, you've created another split edit.
My name is Annie Kim, and I live in the Los Angeles area. I'm a belly dance fusion performer and instructor.